I think the biggest thing is the players, really it's going to be the 5 starters that played the quantity of minutes today is more mental. We'll watch a lot of video. Then they'll kind of, get treatment and do a lot of ice rehab. Where I think will be great is the other 7 players get to have a great practice and get a lot of reps because we need them. And I think it's an opportunity for them to learn even more because they have to rely on themselves, play through mistakes. So those 7 players are going to have a great practice today, very intense for an hour. Then they'll lift and stretch and that type of stuff. And then Wednesday everybody will be preparing, but still very light on the ones that played a lot. They understand the concepts of another team, where the other players have to continue to get reps and do those type of things. So Dre was very sick during the game. Has a flu right now, so other players got to step up because her opportunity to play much on Thursday, being so exhausted, are going to be very slim. So other players have got to step up, and this is a great time for our bench to get deeper.
And, a lot of the same players went through the 3 overtime game last year and had to turn around 2 days later and play. Is that an experience you draw on a little bit?
Well, we will draw on that, and I think it's also. We all learned having 3 overtimes how to prepare better, and they're a year older, so they understand how it's going to be the mental push, especially 3 games in 7 days. But we got to take one day at a time. Minnesota's a tough opponent, and when we're fresh, we do pretty well. So we have to try to be as fresh as we can.
As the next step for the team, sort of have a killer instinct. You had Nebraska down a little bit, and I know they did some things to come back on.
Yeah.
And Ohio State too, but just to be able to put those teams away before they can get any sort of momentum.
Well, it's a key. Iowa had an 18-point lead on Ohio State, and they came back, went into overtime. Minnesota had a 20-point lead at halftime. Ohio State came back, and they were within 6 or 8. It's the Big Ten. It's going to happen. We had the killer instinct. You rotate people in. People are making runs. Ohio State's back was to the floor, back against the wall. They came in and were ready to play. That's what we go into every game having. But certain plays turn the momentum, and that's just why we play the game. But we've always had that, but we've just played tough opponents, and when they've made plays, we've made plays, and, we can't. I wish I could look in a crystal ball and say, hey, let's do it this way, but I'm really proud of what we've done, It's better than playing 3 overtime games and losing every single one. So I try to look at the positive, being 14-2, ranked 11th, and being 3-0 in the Big Ten, rather everybody questioning the overtime. So I think everybody has to have a good positive mentality.